presentation into two separate parts. One is the giving a broad overview of the departments and the people who are holding different positions in department. And second is how to navigate through the Health Canada website. Now, you will be surprised to know that Health Canada website is so extensive that there are usually 5,000 to 10,000 pages of information over there. And while I was doing my regulatory affairs course, we used to refer to the guidance documents on submissions, and it was like one day I sat down and downloaded the PDFs of all the different submissions in just only the pharmaceutical drugs applications, and that alone accounted to 1,000 pages of information. Then we have various departments like that deal with medical devices, natural health products. Now, upcoming new information is available for nanotechnology and for the artificial intelligence, genetic testing, and all that other stuff. So it's gonna be a little bit dry because it's not like it's like mostly presenting information what's on the website, and but it is very useful. Let's say you are making an application or you get stuck, and you want some information. So when you go through the presentation, you will know exactly which area to hit on and and find. So nobody can remember everything, but it is good to know where everything is located so you guys can go and have a look at it. The organization structure is divided like at the top we have the Minister of Health, and he presents Health Canada in the federal government. Then we have Deputy Minister of Health. He's a senior civil servant, helping the Minister of Health in his carrying out his duties. Then we have Associate Deputy Minister of Health. We have different branches and agencies which are responsible for different aspect of public health, and they each have a director who's managing all the stuff there. So there is a health products and food branch, which is most of the stuff. Clinical research is associated with this because all the drugs devices are managed by this branch. Then we have healthy environments and consumer safety branch. For example, how the air quality should be, or like the water which is coming in. So all these things are controlled, managed by this one. Then there's strategic policy branch for planning and international affairs. Then we have like regional programs, and then other. So there are certain boards and committees, and then we have some bureaus in the organization. So he's a Minister of Health, Honorable Ron Leaves. Then we have Deputy Minister Stephen Lucas, and then we have Assistant Deputy Minister for the Strategic Policy Branch, Abby Hoffman and Marcel. Then Health Products and Food Branch, like Pierre, Saburin, and Kendall Weber. Why do we need to know these names? So what happened is, like people who are working in regulatory affairs, they know that they have to communicate with Health Canada all the time. So there are inspectors who come on site, and then you should know the regional inspector for your area, and then you should know who is the director, because the managers and our CEOs, for example, big pharma CEOs, they're constantly in touch with these people to get approvals and discuss the requirements for licensing and stuff like that. So it's good to know, it's good to develop a relationship. When I was working in LILA in regulatory affairs, so we used to do submissions. Our manager used to make a call almost every other day to Health Canada and have a discussion about what the requirements are. So they kind of become a second family. And then another thing is, if you develop good relationships with them, they will help you out. They're there to help you to find out how exactly you should be proceeding with your business, and what are the different the missing items or deficiencies. And if suppose you are launching a new product, and then you don't know how to make a submission, so you can have meetings with them. You can send them that we want to do a new drugs application, and and then we would like to sit down and talk with you. What exactly would your requirements be for approval of this process? And so it's good to know who's out there, what your regional inspectors are, and because regulatory affairs deals with all areas. It deals with like the if you do a regulatory affairs course from a community college, then you can work in food industry, you can work in cosmetics, you can work in natural health products, medical devices, pharmaceutical products. Now can control substances cannabis in biologics, and biosimilars, the generic drugs, and radiopharmaceuticals. Upcoming are the nanotechnology, the AI. So there are new departments coming up. Also is the agri-chemicals and the that was a whole separate session in our course. How to get the licensing for the pest management regulatory agency deals with the agri-chemicals, and so these are the different branches. We'll talk about them in detail as we go through the navigation of the Health Canada website. And then, so this is the health products and food branch. So they, make sure that the risk factors to Canadians, are minimized, and maximize the safety for health products and food. So they have different departments under them, like CFIA, Canadian Food Inspection Agency. Then we have Therapeutic Products Directorate, where all the pharmaceutical products come. Then we have a Biologics and Genetic Therapies Directorate, where the biologics, some sort of like a component of a microbe or a biologic substance which is active and has to be kept under controlled conditions to be administered to the patient population. That's a biologic, and the drug is, like chemical. So we have natural health products and full inspection, food, CFIA. Then we have marketed health products directorate. So this one deal with the phase 4 studies, suppose we want to. And then Office of Nutrition Policy and Promotion. Food Directorate deals with all the applications for import export of the items. Like, so you want to or manufacture of certain kind of food substances here in Canada. Okay, so forward. Then we have strategic policy branch. They have like director, assistant deputy minister who take care of this portfolio, and they do the planning. Like they will do, like there's a also deal with like budget, approval of the budget, CAHR budgets, and approval of the grants and all that. So, there's also they review their review committees. For example, every few years they will sit down and see how the health policy is evolving, what are the new requirements, and that, and so they will provide reports. It'll come up, down the line. So I'll show you. There are certain like Romanov Commission, Romanov report has come up in 2001. So they will give suggestions on how to improve, what are the new initiatives to take care of. Okay. Then we have controlled substances and cannabis branch. They deal with granting licenses, authorizations, and then each of these branches have a compliance section, compliance enforcement. So they would make sure that the manufacturers and the people who are selling these products are actually following the policies and following the guidelines on the website. So each department would have a licensing section, each department would have a compliance section, and then there's a research division in which all the applications will go and they will review for the new clinical trial applications, and then they will approve that. And then we have a marketing division, and then there are other people. So healthy environments, and consumer support. So this department deals with the environmental aspects of health. So they're combining the regulation implementation. So we have health product compliance, environmental health and pesticide compliance, medical devices, clinical compliance, controlled substances compliance, cannabis compliance, and so. So pest management regulatory agency deals with, agrochemicals, and these are different people involved in those. This is all taken from Health Canada website. If you just go in there and you can find all this information. I just, cut and paste and make it easy to present, easy to digest. Because there's lots of information. It's like a jungle. You can get lost in there. Then communication, policy, division, and public affairs branch. So they deal with strategic communication and public affairs. Then we have, the human resource directorate. So the name, this is like as needed basis. So suppose you want to communicate with someone, you are having a particular department, you know the director of, and you can reach out to them. So now we'll move on to the this website, the Health Canada website. So they have the health portfolio involves like Canadian Food Inspection Agency, Canadian Institutes of Health Research, Health Canada, Patent Medicine Prices Review Board, and Public Health Agency of Canada. So on the CFIA website, they have different subsections. They have a web page where they post all the recalls and safety alerts. Then there's a section in which you can get information on guidance documents on importing food plants or animals. There's a section on food labels, all the different requirements, claims, and notices to industry updates. And there's a food license registry. So if you're manufacturing something, you're selling, marketing a food product, you need to have a license for that, and all these are listed on this one. Then there's inspection and enforcement. We have animal health, plant health, and all the other ones. So when you're traveling with pets, so what kind of regulations you should follow? So how to import, like suppose you're coming to Canada and you're bringing a pet with you, so they have to follow certain regulations for immunization, vaccination, and stuff like that. So this is the recall page, and you can actually subscribe here. You can set up your email, and you will get any new food product, which is or like any technological product which is managed by Health Canada. You will get a email that this product has been recalled. So this is important because suppose I bought a Dell computer a long time ago and its charger was recalled. The company are like who like do recalls for products for manufacturing defects and stuff like that. They are supposed to inform each and every single consumer that we have recalled the product, so you can come and get it replaced. But this is like millions of dollars. They don't do it. So if you have a subscription to like this website, and if you bought something and then you get a recall, notice in your email, you can go and ask the company, say, I found on the website that you got a recall. I need a replacement, or I need my money back. And so Dell never reached out to me saying that this charges have been recalled because it has a like a fire hazard. So it was getting heated up and it has caused fires in different places. So I never knew about this. So I have subscribed to this one, and you get you can get weekly digest, and you can get weekly emails for that. Then this is a section on importing food, plants, and animals. You can, for example, those people who are applying for licensing and who are manufacturing food products, they can create an account called on my CFIA. It tracks for licensing permits. So it's good like you communicate all the information regarding your application can be found here. And importing. So this website AIRS is for importing, different commodities. So what are the different rules and regulations for importing different pets, plants, or animals? And then this is another one under animal section for pets, aquatic animals, veterinary, animal pathogens. Then we have food labels. So they will give us what are the like requirements for industry when they prepare a food label, that there should be 13 different components. All the components should be properly like what they what is the percentage of these components or the ingredients should be mentioned on the label, the calorie values and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, you guys can your questions in the chat window if you want, whenever you like, or you can stop me and ask questions if you wanna. So I was sitting down, I was thinking it would be a good idea to have a central repository of all the food labels, and just go in there, type in the food, and then the label comes up. We don't have that on Health Canada. This is not publicly available, but I found the next best thing. So I was searching internet, and there's an app called Yuka, Y-U-K-A. I downloaded it yesterday, and I was testing it. It's amazing. It's like, so what happened is you scan a food product, it will do analysis, and it will tell you, it list you like ingredients inside it which is harmful, and it will give you an alternate suggestion which is better, health wise. So try this thing, it's amazing. It also gives you analysis on cosmetic. So I got this some biscuits from Dollarama, and I really love those. So I was just recently yesterday I installed the app. I was scanning everything that
phone one disconnected,
and I just scanned that and showed me 6 bad ingredients. So I got to throw that out. That was not healthy, and it suggested me alternate crackers, which you can use. So this is really very useful for people who are health conscious and want to avoid packaged products which have harmful ingredients in them. So this is a good idea. So this section on food licenses, then we have, it's like some of this is overlap information, but then yeah, as every department has an inspection and enforcement, personnel. So there's guidance on how to do food inspections, and so like there is guidance for industry. For example, how to prepare for the inspection and food, what is expected, when the inspector arrives on the facility and goes through the stuff. And so these are very important. The managers and the manufacturing facilities they have a QA QC department, and um, they do internal audits on their stuff, so that when inspection comes in, they are already ready to so these guidance documents really help. You can download them, you can train your staff on these, and but it is always a nightmare. I mean, you until it's over, inspection is always a nightmare. You just keep your fingers crossed and tell all the staff, don't talk more than it is required. So it's great. And okay, so next section on the website is the CAHR, or Canadian Institute of Health Research. We had a separate presentation on this one about like funding and research. And so in CIHR website, there are like sections in which you can submit an application. There, they will show how much money each department is, like each virtual institute is getting. They have divided this all the research happening in 13 virtual institutes. So these are the priority ones which get the maximum funding from the budget. You can search by the institution name, the investigator name, like who is getting how much money, and you can search by disease area, for example, in neurology, how much neurology research is getting. So in the presentation, I discussed, like how many $1 billion are given to each different. There are other funding programs and some statistics if you want to look at the past data. There's also so these are the ones, they each one of them have a scientific director. They are virtual, like there's no physical location where the hosted. So what happened is all the Canadian researchers come together who are working on aging or who are working on cancer research, and then they collaborate with each other. And like so it's good to know, it's good to explore. Let's see if you're working in infection and control, and suppose you want to, or people who are working in who's sending grant application. This is a very important website to do research on and see who's getting how much money. So by looking at the portfolio of people who are getting money, you can uh, like devise a plan. Like so this person has these credentials and he's working on these, so I'm working on similar, and then government has this much funding for this particular area. So what are the best way? What's the best strategy for me to make an application and I can get money, to my research? So this is here list of current funding opportunities, and so who the reviewers are going to be. And we have funding policies, forms, and checklists before you make an application. So on the left menu, we have application process. All the decisions, approval on, publications and what the latest news in CHR. Then we move on to the Health Canada section of the portfolio. So it has various subsections on, there's one on product safety, environmental and workplace health, the healthcare system, healthy living, drug and health products, food nutrition, health concerns, and health science and research. So this one is the same page. We came across to the CFI, like the recall. So recall page is the same for the whole Health Canada, division. So here, consumer products and cosmetics who are recall are posted here. So you can reach here from the Health Canada web page, or you can go from CFI page. When you click on this one, and take you to the recall page. And environmental and workplace health. So they deal with air quality, climate change, um, like noise pollution, occupational health and safety. So people are working in occ health. Their policies and their management and their funding is all available on this one. They're like if you keep on clicking, you go deeper and deeper. It will take you through hundreds of pages. There's a lot of information on every single aspect which you want to find it. It's not easy to navigate through. So it takes like you can get lost in this and take hours and hours if you want. Then we have the healthcare system. Um, you know, there's a web page on improving healthcare, the various commissions and inquiries. So I was telling about health policy, the branch, they set up commissions to review how their strategy and then what's happening, what's working, what's not working. So it's new, like funding for healthcare. Now, in COVID-19, there was a burnout, on the people who were healthcare workers had a severe burnout and they were not able to perform their duties. And so there were some initiatives on providing support. So I'll discuss in a second. Then we have prescription drugs. We have the e-health, like the health informatics and the other sections. So this is the improving healthcare. So they say this, everyone deserves timely access to healthcare, and Health Canada is working with provinces and territories on four priorities. First is to provide adequate family health services to everyone, even those in rural areas, which is a big challenge. So nurse practitioners are sometimes running the show. There are no physicians available in the, like in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. That's why they implemented a program for the international medical graduates to go and practice there. So they're giving easy licenses, and they, want a commitment to serve for 5 years, 6 years. And then everybody comes back to Ontario, comes back to Toronto. So crowded. Every nook and corner has a doctor, but people don't stay there. They just want to come back to Toronto and practice here. Then this another like concern is to reduce the backlog, to provide support to the health force so that they are able to perform the duties well. There's no burnout. There's a physician burnout and healthcare burnout happening nowadays. Um, Provide services so that people can deal with their mental health issues and substance use. Not only the healthcare workers, but everybody should have access to those. Then modernizing the healthcare system so that now there was an initiative in which the uh, electronic medical health records are standardized across Ontario. So we have, like in GTA, there are many hospitals here, and most of them are using the same system. So they are connected to each other, called Connecting Ontario or Connecting GTA. So the physician can actually go in the system and then get like the details of a patient who is in another hospital in the province or on GTA. And then, for example, he came to you, and then he came to you for like a respiratory illness, and then you went to a GI specialist, another, and what the medications given to, they can access that. So this is standardization and avoids duplication. So this is a huge initiative. The health informatics branch is taking care of this, all called e-health. Uh, it is very complicated. This is a whole separate um, presentation in itself, because there is so many different types of software. Everybody wants to use their own software customized to their needs, and the government, the Health Canada, and they are now coming to standardize all the equipment you use for research purposes, all the different software used for purposes. So it is going to be across all the government-owned hospitals, and also they are trying to implement this to the pharmaceutical industry. So it's a tough challenge because there are hundreds of different types of ETMFs and EMRs and other things. But hopefully one day, there will be one software for everybody to log into for all their needs, and that would be the best, because it avoids duplication of work. It avoids so much of training that goes on. To it. I have in my past 15 years trained on at least 40 different systems, because everywhere I go, every different new project has a new system. Every new sponsor has a new system. So it's crazy. This was, yeah, I was talking about the health policy. So they, have like review committees, and so, but I think this was a long time ago. Don't you think we should have another one? It's like 20 years ago. A commission on the future of healthcare in Canada, overall commission. And then the previous ones are listed. So there are like reports available. You can download and review them. What exactly are their recommendations? Then the healthcare workers and how to take care of them. So Health Canada wants to take care of their workers, and so these are the ones mentioned in the website: dentists, dietitians, massage therapists, nurses, orderlies, optometrists, paramedics, personal support workers, midwife, pharmacists, physicians, psychologists. So there is a new initiative, and I logged into the website yesterday and it looked good. So they're spending $140 million over 2 years on a project called Wellness Together Canada, WTC, which offers free, underlined and bold, mental health and substance support because psychological counseling is so expensive, like $120 an hour. If you want to talk to a mental health counselor, if you're having an issue, stress at work or something, and you want to, they will rip you off. You can't continue like when you have 6 weeks of therapy or something. So this one here is giving all free and it's paid by the government, and people don't know about it. I'm so surprised that I wasn't aware. It's not mentioned anywhere. I don't know how many of you guys have actually um seeing, like, wellness together, and like how many of you guys have gone to the website and know that you have counseling services available for free, because everybody we like somebody we know might need this, and quite a few times we come across these people. So just check this out. uh, there's an app you can download, and so this will be, you can connect to on the phone from there. Call, I think, Venice Together Canada, which I don't know what the app is. Anyway, then there's another one. A new initiative is, there to expand the foreign credential recognition program. So as you guys know, doctors are like me, have struggled a lot when they came to Canada, and there's like a few thousand of us here. We never get the licensing, although I have passed my licensing exams and I am LMCC, that's Initiative Medical Council of Canada. But in order to practice, um, I have to, get accepted to college, get the training, or retraining. People who are already postgraduate have to, and then you get a license too. So there's a new initiative to recognize a foreign credential. It's already happening for other people, for lawyers, for engineers. It's happening for lawyers. You have to pass a bar exam if you've done. You don't have to study all that all over again. For engineers, same thing. So it's a fast track system in which um, give an exam and then you are licensed to practice as an engineer here in Canada. But for physician, it is very difficult, and same for dentists. So now there's a new initiative. Um, I'm going to check it out and see if there's anything good here. So they want to help these 11,000 internationally trained healthcare professionals to get their credentials recognized and to find work in their field. I mean, in medicine, which is going to be awesome. Because I've seen people driving taxis and working in as security guards. This is horrible out there. Luckily, I was able to get into the field of research, and then able to get make my living in a respectful way. But people have to go through all sort of crap in order to make money in Canada. Yeah, so this was the um, app I was telling about, MindWell for healthcare workers. So anytime you get stressed out at work, you need some support, so you guys can make a confidential call. And then the trained counselor will be available 24/7, and you can discuss your issues. So this MindWell is for the healthcare workers, and this one, Get Well, this is for general public. Then we come to the prescription drug management. Here, so all information on the different drugs, licensed in Canada, you can find here on the prescription drugs website. Insurance coverage, which medication is covered by, OHIP or not, it's mentioned here. The drug pricing and costs. So, information on drugs and health products, drug products, and prescription drug list. So, if you want to check, like for example, you come across a medication which is available in US, and you want to, see if that is available in Canada or not. So you can go to the drug product website and type in the name, and it will come up. If it's licensed, it'll show up here. So it's a huge section here, drug and health products. Now, this is the area of major focus for all the research professionals. So therapeutic drugs, and biologics and, genetic therapies and medical devices, natural products. So each one of these have like a treasure trove of information. You can click on any one of them and you can find all the guidance documents you need. So right from the scratch to actually, there's also a website called Med Effect Canada in which you can find out the adverse effects to the medication. So anybody can report, and anybody can, for example, even for our common day use, you might have find out, if you want to try something new and you want to see what kind of side effects it has. So you can just log into Med Canada and then you'll be able to get a, this thing. Then there's a section for medical devices. You can, let's say you want to see um, what kind of medical devices are available for blood pressure management or monitoring. So you can just type blood pressure and then submit, and it'll give you a list of all the devices that are approved in Canada for this. We did a presentation on the wearable technology in in clinical research, and I discussed from top to bottom, like from the central nervous system to cardiology to all the way down to renal and all the systems, what kind of things are out there. So these are all medical devices and which are, available. You can check your cortisol levels in sweat. You can, your devices to track your eye movements, your devices you can wear on home and, they will do your EEG and you can play games. You can focus and lift mountains on the screen just by thinking about it. And there are like ECG, variable ECG monitors, and to check your, respiration rate and, so on stuff. So that's pretty much it from my side.